Hey, how are you doing, guys? So today we'll be making this Hanzo bow that I'm demonstrating oh so gracefully. It's pretty much a practical Hanzo bow made of all flexible materials and supported by screws and the other hardware like that. The base originally was I think it was like a $60 kid's bow I bought at a convention to to learn how to practice how to shoot stuff with. And so let's begin. This is how the bow originally came. Looks like this. It's a compound bow if you're gonna look one up on eBay or whatever online. My one was from Global Gear. I know you can get them from some Chinese websites. I'm pretty sure that's what they got them from. Don't sue me if that's not the case. Global Gear. Anyway, now I've got a PVC pipe. I've marked it with the ruler so I can get a straight line. I'm cutting it with a piece, an accessory of a Dremel called the saw piece. And then I'm marking about the other side about halfway. Not too careful about if it's going to be half or not, because I don't give a shit, alright? Here's me split it in two. Now I've got the heat gun to melt the PVC down so it will become flat sheets of plastic. And luckily enough, this PVC pipe that was lying around my garage, once you flatten it out, it's about the same size as the bow, so that was quite convenient. And this is what was going through my mind right now. Yeah, close enough. How am I gonna stick it on? So I've got this drill piece of the Dremel, and I can't see, but I think I'm marking where I'm gonna drill. When you start making stuff like this, it's really hard to remember that there's a camera there. Sometimes the camera switches off by itself as well. Anyway, marking the size of the bow onto the PVC so I can saw it down to size so there's no hanging piece off the side, because that looks bad and I can't be bothered like sanding it down afterwards. Look at that perfect straight cut, straight edge. I don't know what I'm saying. And then just to even it out, I'll put it on the other side, and I've marked it out. Pre-drill your PVC so it's easier to put into the bow, because the bow is a pretty hard plastic. And now I'm sanding it down so then when I do put a glue on it, it sticks, because PVC only really some stuff stick to PVC. So once you sand it down, it's a higher chance of the glue sticking. See, this is why you pre-drill. It's pretty much like a stencil, so you can drill once you've clamped it in, and it just takes it for you. I'm putting in a glue called Tarzan's Grip, and I've got some screws to wind up on the back. There's nuts and bolts holding it together now after the glue. So it's got glue and nuts and bolts just to hold it there. Be secure. Be safe, boys. Alright, so this is a scrap piece of a puzzle that I've marked out the size of, and then I'm marking it out here. So this is pretty much the size I wanted. I don't know why I use that scrap. I feel like it's a smart move. Alright, there's one piece right there. Let's cut it out. Ooh. Look, Mom, no hands. Actually, yes, hands. No scope. Alright, and this is, I think I was doing 3 pieces on each side. And these are all EVA mats, the real thick ones. None of that real squishy ones, none of that. And here again, the Tarzan's Grip glue. I put a lot of this stuff on this thing. It works to a degree, but later on in the video it comes off and I had to use a few more other glues, and you'll see those later. You just need a lot of glues that are really flexible, pretty much. This glue itself, it reminds me of expanding foam. I'm pretty sure it is expanding foam, but like a sticky version of it. This what am I up to? It's clumped together now, and look, now it's thick with 2 C's. Thick. Alright, now I'm jumping it down so it looks like one piece. evening it out. Unfortunately, I didn't have the sanding piece. I don't know where it is, so I was using like a, I don't know, like a polishing piece or something. I don't know. But it worked to a degree, and now I've got a coarser sandpaper to go over it. Again with that Tarzan script. And then, so in between cuts, tested out the bow and the glue came apart a few times in between days, so I'm just figuring out ways to do that while I'm doing this. Alright, just getting the shape out of there. For some reason, my Stanley knife didn't go that far out, so I had to rip the rest of it off, and it didn't look very nice. So, Dremel. Dremeled it down to, you know, smooth it out like a honey's bum. Get rid of the dust, sand, get rid of the dust, always get rid of the dust. I've got a big paintbrush for that. Ooh, look at that piece of machinery. Look at that. German precise engineering. Here's the other glue. This is a water-based PVA type glue. I figured that one would soak into the foam a bit more, because every time I shot it, all these foam pieces just went flying, and I did not want that when it was the final product. And now what am I doing? Yeah, I've taken off all the tape, and it became a pretty solid piece once I've put that PVA stuff on it, because it kind of soaked and melted into itself. Now I'm stenciling out the detailing, like the top piece, just, you know, the part that's on top of his bow. And dremeling it out. I'm getting pretty tired. I didn't think I'd have to spectate for this long. Alright, here's a weird one. I noticed the last one, it had trouble sticking to the back of it because it was so dense on the back. It's a bit glossy. Even though it has the ribs, it still had trouble sticking compared to the rest of it. So this time I put I dremeled down those pieces, the back, you know how it's got the grip sort of looking thing. I sanded that down, and once I glued this stuff on, it did not come off at all. It's amazing. That is one for the books. And you layer them. You layer them so it looks like a cake. And then once you sand it down, it looks like one piece. It's pretty cool. Pretty sweet. Again with that sanding. Alright, here's me gluing the other side now. I kind of skipped a lot of the symmetry parts where I'd like do the same thing but on the other side. Just because I know that you know that I know that it's boring as fuck to watch. Anyway, it seems I've glued it on already and taped it up, and it came off. See, look at that, look at that, look at that. And then, ooh, a lot of tape. I used like a whole roll of masking tape this video, this prop. Alright. Next day, it's dried. Look at that, look how solid that is. I'm moving it around and everything. And now I'm sanding it down to smooth it out so it looks like it was all one piece. Look at that. Dremel, save your life. It is a good investment. I have no idea how I would have done this without a Dremel. Honestly. Here's normal sandpaper. Just to get a bit of a smoother finish. Look how smooth that top bit is now. It looks like one piece. Anyway. Now I'm drilling in reinforcement because the night before I tried shooting it, it's still... Alright. All the EVA foam stuck together, but the EVA foam to the plastic, no glue I could find would do it. So I went out and bought a car silicon, a non-toxic car silicon, because it's flexible and it's a strong setting glue as well, and it's a gap filler as well. So I'm filling my gaps as well here. Look at that. It's a beautiful life hack. Bit expensive, but then I reinforced it with screws and the silicon. So if this didn't work, I was gonna give up. And now I've primed it, as you can see. See that jug, the white the white bottle, not bottle, the white bin thing there? That's what I primed it with. It's called Impaso. You can use Gesso if you wanted to. I bought that a long time ago. I've never gone through it all. It's like a Gesso type thing. Anyway, here's a piece of wood I just bought on that day to reinforce that part. He has that there. And here, that silicon, right? I was not expecting this to hold. I just chucked silicon in between on plastic. On PVC, wood just hanging loose there. I put tape on it, and then I let it dry for a little bit. That's that little bit. And check it out. I can Dremel this, and it's not budging at all. This was not very reinforced at all. And now, all right. I forgot. My camera died, and I just could not be bothered recharging it. And now I've already primed it, and now I'm spray painting it, and now I'm detailing it. Y'all should already know how to do this, but I just gonna put little snippets here and there so you don't mind full of fuck. You're like, what the fuck just happened? He skipped so much. Alright, the tape, so I can do this, obviously. So I'm stenciling and then chucking different colors on. My main colors. All the main colors first. Look at that. Ooh. Mooty. Now it's starting to look like some sort of League of Legends prop. At this point, I was like, did I fuck up? I'm not sure. Ooh, the color choices was a bit odd. But you know, I didn't want to buy any more spray paint, so I just used all the paint that I had there. Here's me hanging up and putting more stenciling and more detail onto it. With the black bits on the end, I sprayed them black, and then I sprayed my grey primer really slightly onto it, just so it'd be like an offish black. Just a hard black looks really weird on a prop for some reason, so I evened it out a bit, so it kind of like had this two-tone sort of thing. Looks a lot nicer. And here I'm just extending the blue. Look at that thing. That looks like some underwater creature bow from League of Legends. And here is the bit that makes the whole thing. I'm now wearing it out, damaging it, as you will, detailing it, whatever. So I'm pretty much rubbing it in and brushing it with a small brush, just acrylic black over the top, and just getting where most naturally it would be darker or damaged or anything like that. So in any cracks or anything like that, I would put it in there and then rub it out a bit so that it blends in a bit. There's not really a system to this, just do it how you feel right. I always do it around the corners or on the insides. See that with the brush, I'm brushing the insides and then rubbing it out so it kind of like it blends in a bit. And then it helped me darken the blue a bit as well, which I did need because that was starting to look aquatic. And then I'm brushing the metal and rubbing it so it looks like brushed steel. And darkening, still darkening. But boy, does it look a little bit better. Here's a new thing I tried. So I've got silver now, and I'm using the brush. No, I'm using black still. Anyway, in a minute, I'll be using silver and just brushing it really lightly over it. It was a silver spray paint I painted onto the tape. Check this out. All right, like this. Yep, and then just brush it like that. Just looks like brushed steel, and it'll naturally pick up on the edges. It'll look way more metallic, like it's been wearing out, like bumping against stuff, and it's the actual paint is just coming off of it, which is weird because you're brushing paint onto it, but it looks like it's coming. Look at that detail. See that silver brushing on there? Looks way more metallic. It does not. Well, it still does look like foam, but looks a lot less like foam. And here's this strapping I had spare that I used the rest of my blue spray paint on. And now I'm strapping that shit in to make it look oriental. Like, oriental as fuck noodles. I don't know. Here it is. That's everything done together. I know I'm missing a few details, but I couldn't really add it in without making the bow no longer of use available. So I just kept those things out. Hopefully no one minds. If you were gonna make one and you want those details, I guess like you can figure a way to do it, but I was kind of in a rush. as the convention is quite soon. What do your elf eyes see, Legolas? Sick. Alright, see you guys later. Peace!